Hello and welcome back to the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Ginsberg Game 5, U13's ACT against South Australia. Eric Brook bringing you all the action along with the Thought Fox Media crew. Good morning. Having a look at how things have gone so far in the Ginsberg tournament that started yesterday afternoon. South Australia opened things up with a 5-3 win against Queensland. New South Wales against Victoria. It was Victoria 6-4. And then ACT, who are playing this game, unfortunately they had a heavy defeat against WA. WA leading 21-1. And then in this morning's action, it was a very close game until I decided to start driving towards the rink, and then it absolutely exploded in the third period. New South Wales defeating Queensland 8-3 in the first game. So we have this game coming up between South Australia and ACT, and then that will be followed by WA and Victoria. So having a look at both teams now, we're having a look at the South Australian end of the ice. And Austin McMillan will be in net for South Australia. And in net for the ACT will be Erin Breach. So both teams have only got one goalie. So we have the emergency backup goalies, and we have two of them. We have one at either end of the ice wearing the tournament jerseys, both from the Newcastle North Stars Hockey Club with Ice Hockey New South Wales. Of course, you can't expect one person necessarily to e-bug for both. So we have two e-bugs, emergency backup goalies in the building. 40 seconds remaining of warm-up. And South Australia, we saw yesterday that they were very well drilled in their wins to open up the tournament. And ACT, what I'll be looking for from the ACT, they did score one goal yesterday with their captain Marshall Brooks. They showed up a lot of fight despite the heavy scoreline against WA. We just had a look at one of the e-bug jerseys on screen here. Those jerseys are, by the way, on sale in Arena, and hopefully maybe I'll be able to get one online as well. So having a look, so South Australia are going back to their bench for their last moment meeting, and ACT have gone back to their bench. So having a look at the ACT now, with South Australia in the background. So Erin Breach in net with the bright green stick tape. So last minute instructions here for South Australia at their bench. McMillan in net. So we're just minutes away, or moments away here from the second game of the Phil Ginsberg U13 tournament for both of these teams. Oh no, that's actually Milo Shopova. So Shopova is in net for South Australia, but two e-bugs getting some ice time during warm-up anyway, probably to keep warm more than anything. Entering the zone, here comes South Australia now on the right-hand side. Moziek was very busy for ACT yesterday. They have somebody in front of the net now in the form of Henley. Good shot there. ACT trying to clear it out of immediate danger, but they can't. It's back here for Ong. Ong with it. ACT working it out of their own end now. Here's Murphy trying to find some support. Entering the zone now. Here's Hannon, who was busy yesterday. Hannon trying to squeeze for a rather small gap. Hannon now crossing all the lines for South Australia. Walks in, has some support on the doorstep now. And ACT work it out of their defensive end. Getting around a couple now. Sliding through. Hannon comes back in the slot area. And now they clear it out, South Australia. It'll come back now for Hannon. Hannon just happy to dump it in and come off for a change. Deflected off the boards back in towards Breach. Here's Murphy now. Murphy entering the zone for the ACT, trying to squeeze through a couple. South Australia to their numbers. And it'll be offside, so they'll have to come back. ACT, they do. It'll come back now for Pryor, the captain of South Australia. Back into neutral ice. It'll be end-to-end action. There's Brooks. Regina with it as well. It'll come back now for the ACT. Back to centre ice. Entering the zone. Regina. Good save there. Shop over in net. And that will come back now into corporate corner and the door of doom. Could have been played with a high stick there. Play continues. Battle underneath the central commentary position right now. Regina entering the zone. Pocket pick there by Perk. Getting sent wide out of the zone. They have to get back on side ACT, which they do. Here's Perk. Working behind their own net now on the right-hand side. ACT keep it in here. Good save by Shopova. 13-12. 12-13 remaining in the first period. It's 0-all shots on goal. 2-1 in the favour of the ACT. So the ACT didn't spend a lot of time attacking yesterday. So this has been a really positive start for the ACT. Attacking zone face off for the ACT now. Firing from distance. Doesn't make it past the slot. Here's Wilkins now. Wilkins was busy. Wilkins fires, goes top shelf. And the celebrations start for South Australia. That was well controlled there by Wilkins. They were patient. It's quite easy just to rush things and miss the shot. Maybe go too high. But Wilkins down there along with Barber for company. And so one of the players' gloves flung off and Riley Barber just flung it off with the stick. Back to centre ice. 1-0 South Australia. Shots on equal at 2. South Australia look to enter the zone now via Riley Barber. Janowska with the distinctive pink helmet. Cafe corner. Up against the boards. Flung back in by South Australia. South Australia with it. Air swing there from Wilkins. I did say about him being patient and then whiffed on that shot. ACT trying to come into the zone. Right hand side cleared out. Back into neutral ice. Some soccer skills on display there by Wilkins. Entering the zone, the ACT on the far side via Olet. And that will come back now. They'll come back now for Wilkins. Wilkins just happy to dump it in and come off for a change. My right is close to the South Australian bench for this one. Out of the zone. Opportunity here for ACT. Right, briefly. Hannon leaves the zone for South Australia. Hannon trying to squeeze through a gap. Does. Fires. Great save there by Breach. Up against the boards. Up against the goal frame. Cleared out and almost cleared, unfortunately, by ACT into the back of their own net. But it was just wide. Kept in the zone by Mozchek. Backhanded shovel. Wide. Scoring. Firing. Great work there by Henley. South Australia up and about early. We will confirm all the goal scorers for you as we normally do at the end of the second period. There's a short break between the first and the second and a nice cut between the second and the third. That's when we'll confirm all the goal scorers and at the end of the game. So Brooks will take the attacking zone face-off now against Jackson Barber. Murphy. South Australia look to clear it out now. And it will come back now. Here's Barber of the Jackson variety. Cross-ice pass. Tapped on there by Barter. Trying to find Riley Barber or Jackson Barber, any of the Barbers rather, but couldn't. Good work there by Maggie Pryor, the skipper or the captain of South Australia. U13 Ginsberg tournament, day 2. Centering pass at the skates there of Barter. It'll come back now for the ACT via Jasper White. Back in a neutral ice we go. ACT on the attack. The player loses their stick. Tries to use some soccer skills anyway. It was great. Goes back and collects the stick. It was great improvisation to at least attempt it. I wouldn't attempt it as a middle-aged old man. And that'll come all the way back down for Wright. Wright with it now, looking to clear it out for the ACT on the left-hand side. Getting past one, the ACT, getting past 2. Entering the zone, but there waiting was Riley Barber. Just on 9 minutes remaining, 2-0 South Australia. South Australia with it now, looking to clear it, crossing it all the lines. Riley Barber now, firing, deflected wide by Breach. Back now, here's Wilkins behind the net. ACT with an opportunity to clear it out of the zone. That'll come back in towards neutral ice. Good work there by Murphy. Colliding there with Brooks. Brooks applying some pressure though. 8:20 remaining. 2-0 to South Australia in the first period. South Australia working it out of their own defensive end. Good battle up against the boards. Cafe corner. I recommend the fish cocktails and chips combo. Kept in the zone, Janowska. Collision there on the blue line. Everyone's okay. ACT looking to work it out of their defensive end and do get it up in towards the middle. Pocket pick there by Pryor. Brooks, Pryor, captain on captain briefly. Pryor for South Australia gets a better one of that one. Gets forced wide. ACT player loses their stick. Deflected in the slot. Couple of rebounds worked for ACT on that occasion. Back now for White. Centering, trying to find Pryor but couldn't. Opportunity for the ACT now. Makarenko. Opportunity for Wilkins. Wilkins comes in now, stops, props, finds some support. Riley Barber, unselfish play, trying to find Wilkins but couldn't. Wilkins looks to take over. He's got Barber in front and also got Mozalek in front as well. ACT doing very well in defence. ACT should try and clear it out via their right-hand side. That will come all the way back down. And in the neutral ice, opportunity for Regina. Mozalek getting around 1, getting around 2. Hands it off to a teammate. Opportunity shooting and firing was Riley Barber. Rebound opportunity. ACT trying to clear it out. Riley Barber with it again. Attack in the net. Cleared out of the slot by Regina. Hannon fires but only made it as far as the ACT player who really felt that in Perry. Backhanded shovel there by Ung. On the attack, South Australia. So much pressure. Riley Barber. They've got a couple of players in the slot area. And out, the ACT have an opportunity to change. Hannon in defence. Perry seems okay early after copping a knock. Crossing all the lines, Hannon. Hannon loses the puck at the vital stage. And that was good defence by Zapparetto. Up against the boards. Kept in the zone by South Australia. Breach deflects it. Cafe corner, South Australia with it. 5:35 remaining. Time's flown. Hannon firing from distance. Doesn't make it through to Breach. out of the zone. South Australia have to come back. Line change, I would have thought. It's waiting for the boats to come back into the harbour. The boats get told to stay out. Here's an opportunity that will come back, and that will be icing. South Australia getting the opportunity to call their remote control boats back in. Some boats enter the harbour, some boats leaving the harbour. The boats of the ACT can't leave. That's icing, so they have to stay out a little bit longer. Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. Jackson Barber. ACT clearing it out on their right-hand side. Jackson Barber taking over now. Jackson Barber left-hand side comes down. Penalty box door will be opening for South Australia. They did try to make it back. Shapova, the goalie for South Australia. Penalty box door will be opening South Australia to the power play. So Wright will be sitting 2 minutes for a trip. Attacking zone face-off coming up and start of the power play for South Australia. So Wilkins will centre. Up against Brooks for the ACT. 4:57 on the big clock, 2 minutes on the small clock, and time can really escape from you in Ginsberg. Not many whistles. The players are usually quick to get to and from face-offs. Not much chatter with the officials. Firing from distance and scoring a power play goal. It was fired in by South Australia from distance. So that was a great shot on net, as described by the South Australian bench underneath us. So this is an interesting situation that I've just discovered that probably wouldn't happen at higher levels. That was actually scored by McMillan. Now McMillan for South Australia was actually the goalie in net. So that partially explains the E-Bug situation. So McMillan scoring for South Australia. They were the goalie yesterday, and wowee, coming back as I was explaining all that, Brooks for the ACT fires one home over Shopova. And ACT up and about here. So Brooks, great reward for effort. Got one yesterday, got one today, and all of a sudden it's 3-1. South Australia score, ACT reply almost instantly. So that's definitely a programming guide for me when I update my team sheets to show McMillan as either a goalie or a forward or both. Up against the boards, Riley Barber winds up, selects power drive, breach, opportunity for the back door, across the face of goal. Riley Barber ducked, was more self-preservation in the end. 4 minutes remaining in the period. Opportunity for the ACT. It will come back now for Hannon. Cleared out, ice is slippery. Still managed to get a pass off Riley Barber even though they're on the ground. Cleared out Wilkins. Wilkins looks to enter the zone. Lots of encouragement and also suggestions from the South Australian bench. Am I right here? Wilkins trying to fire but can't. Setting up in front of the net is right. Couple of players back there for ACT. Breach got enough on it. 3:20 remaining. And it will come back now. Back into neutral ice we go. Opportunity here. Firing and a nice stand-up save. Got enough glove on it, Shopova. That will come back, Hannon. Getting around one. Wozniak finds some support. Centering pass was on the offering there, Henley. So back now for the ACT. Left-hand side. Got some options down the left. Was good work in defence by Pryor centering. In front, opportunity cleared out of the sight by South Australia, and they're off again. Here's Moziak getting fired around one, but they've gone offside. Sometimes speed can kill. 2:27 remaining. South Australia 3-1. Shots on favouring South Australia 12-4. ACT very, very competitive. And one of the aims of the coaching staff for the ACT would obviously be, first of all, to have fun and then show improvement from game to game. And that's exactly what they're doing here at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Right-hand side, back towards neutral ice. It will come back now for McMillan. McMillan has some support there in Hannon. Hannon with it now. Trying to go coast to coast from south to north. Crosses all the lines. Hannon was patient. Breach was patient enough. If that's even a word, that's a word. It's day 6 of the tournament. Firing from distance and scoring. Great shot there, South Australia. Great work there by Hannon and the ACT play and the South Australian players. We'll recap all the goal scorers from both teams at the end of the second period. A short break between the first and the second. And the Zamboni break between the second and the third. 1:54 remaining in the first. 4-1 now to South Australia. That will come back. Pryor centering. Back to neutral ice we go. Regina takes an air swing. Here's Wilkins now. Wilkins, opportunity on the back door. Showing some patience there was Pryor. It was not a bad attempt there from Barber. And Breach has certainly come to play for the ACT in net. Back now. Centering. The penalty boxes are empty. ACT trying to clear it out. Air swing, puck balloons. Right with it now on the right-hand side. Back in towards neutral ice underneath the central commentary position. Fierce battle there, won there by Wilkins. Wilkins now with it, but they've gone offside again, South Australia. 58 seconds remaining in the period. New lines coming on for both teams. Neutral zone face-off closest to the ACT bench. Won by South Australia. Lou coming back now to retrieve it for South Australia. 52 seconds remaining in the period. And that will come all the way back down for icing. And that back will come back for icing. .99 seconds remaining in the first period. Brooks will take the attacking zone face off, the scorer of the ACT goal, as they were yesterday. Attacking zone face off ACT. Perry, that does good to keep it in the zone. South Australia trying to keep it out of the slot area and out of the defensive zone, and they've done that, crossing all the lines, driving the net, centering. Nobody in front of the net. Wraparound opportunity didn't quite come off for Lau. Kept in the zone well by Hannon. In the corner, 17 seconds remaining of the period. And that will come back now. South Australia well in command of this one. ACT putting up a tremendous fight. South Australia now trying to find somebody in the middle of the ice, out of the zone just. And that will be it for the first period. The second game in Ginsberg for both of these two teams. At the end of the first period, it is a 4-1 lead to South Australia. South Australia shots on 15-4. We'll recap the goal scorers at the end of the second period. And a short break. We'll just watch both benches. And play will resume in a couple of minutes. So having a look at the ACT crowd members. The crowd members, their friends, families and loved ones, and also local Novocastrians coming out for this tournament, really have loved the flags coming out. Both benches are represented here. So the ACT there, the ACT have lined themselves up with the ACT bench, and on the other side the South Australian fans have lined themselves up with the South Australian bench. So final moments here, South Australia. So 4-1 South Australia. 4-1 the lead to South Australia. So Shopova coming back towards the net. Interesting situation that I spotted in the first period, and McMillan's heading back in that general direction as well. Alston McMillan was in net for South Australia yesterday in that win, and is now on the ice as a skater. So very versatile McMillan. Tell you what, there's some opportunity for goalies to play all over the place. Have pads, will travel. Entering the zone now, Pryor. Pryor walks in, firing. Good save there by Breach. Kept in the zone. And it will come back now for the ACT. Leaving it behind was Murphy. Back to neutral ice we go. And that will come back now for Pryor. Pryor enters the zone, but they've gone offside South Australia. That's one thing they will have to watch. One thing that I did over here on the South Australian bench, and it's a hockey basic that even adult hockey players who are starting to learn hockey need to know and need to do. Keep your sticks on the ice, because a lot of the time, especially at the less experienced levels, the puck's going to be on the ice the majority of the time. Neutral zone face-off closest to the South Australian penalty box, and fans over there on the far side. Back to neutral ice we go. And that will come back now on the attack. Brooks again got some iron. So Brooks was very, very close to getting goal number 2 for ACT and goal number 3 for the tournament for them. 1 minute of play in the second period. Here's Zhao. Partially clears it away. Some soccer skills on display now there by Perk. Perk gets sent wide. Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in 13:44. Centering pass finds Bardo, who was in some traffic, cleared out of the sight by the ACT. The ACT definitely showing improvement from yesterday. Back now for Hannon. Hannon now getting around Murphy. Next obstacle is Regina. Regina putting in some fight. Hannon too much speed. Brooks is next. Hannon now walks in, but can't beat Breach. Almost out of the zone. Back now for Hannon. Happy to get it in towards corporate corner. Shout out to all of the officials and the official supervisor over there in corporate box. That's as much a learning experience for the officials here, who have travelled some distance in many cases to be here with lots of hockey in such a short period of time on offer at all different levels. Trying to clear it out past the stick of Parry. Kept in the zone of Hannon. White centering pass, couldn't connect. Wilkins first to the puck. Partial line change for South Australia. So South Australia centering, couldn't find anybody in the slot, out of the zone. Perry looking to provide some pressure here. Forcing Caden Lai all the way back to the blue line. Almost in a neutral ice. Firing. Opportunity here down low for Jackson Barber. Moziek, yeah. Moziek rather. Centering off the side of the goal, framed by Henley. Kept in the zone, Janowska. and they try and clear it out. Clearing out using the backdoor escape route. Many times that's your best option. Don't try and go forwards, go backwards behind the net. Janowska has to turn and stretch in the distinctive pink helmet underneath the central commentary position. Under pressure, managing to get sent wide, but it was great driving to the neck. Moziek in the slot. Puck goes slightly wide. Moziek again looking to fire, does fire. Good save there and a good quality shot on the left-hand post from Breach's point of view. New line coming on, led here by Jackson Barber. So lots of positive encouragement on the South Australian bench. Zamboni corner. ACT trying to clear it out. It'll come back now. ACT trying to clear it out near the door of doom. South Australia full of running. Jackson Barber there. Out of the zone. Out of the zone. They have to come back South Australia. Pardon me, South Australia. Apologies for that. McMillan. Now they clear it out. It'll come back now for McMillan. McMillan now at their defensive end. Round the back of the net, which he occupied yesterday. McMillan tries to find Perk, was slightly wide. Perk's got good speed though. Perk around one. Perk walks in, pocket picked. In the end, it was Brooks. He's put in a really good 200-foot or 60-metre performance for the ACT. Been their best skater. Zamboni corner, Zamboni out in 10-15. Here's McMillan. McMillan tries to fire, got the stick of Brooks on the way through. Brooks again, kept in the zone just by Pryor. Opportunity to try and clear it out by the ACT. They almost do by right, kept in the zone. ACT, here's Captain Pryor. Pryor weaving in traffic, rebound opportunity. Oh, it almost worked for him. Ryder White had a backdoor chance after the first initial save there by Breach. And that will come all the way back down for McMillan. McMillan with it now. Clearing it out left-hand side from an ACT point of view. Right-hand side from a South Australia point of view. 9:20 remaining in the second. Back now for Wilkins. Has Barber for company. Wilkins drop pass, firing. It's good desperation there. It's good initial shot there by South Australia in the form of Ryder White. And that will come back now. McMillan with an air swing. Recovers. Finds some support back in Wilkins, who's been busy. Wilkins and Hannon combining. Centre ice. Good work there by Wright in the centre. Brooks, Wilkins. Brooks now looking to enter the zone for the ACT. 2-on-1 for the ACT. This time have gone offside. 4-1 to South Australia. Shots on favouring South Australia 19-6. We'll run through all the goal scorers and point scorers at the end of this period before the Zamboni break. Neutral zone face-off closest to the ACT bench. That's the thing, you need to keep on orientating yourself who's on what bench because they change so often with all the games in all the age groups. 4 tournaments here on at the one time at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Back into neutral ice we go. An opportunity for Hung now. Hung, Henley fires wide, no action required by Breach. Back in towards the left-hand side, kept into the zone, pressure there by Murphy, who does a 360 on the ice. Centering pass, possibly. Certainly good pressure there by Regina. In the slot, clearing, scoring. Good shot there from Hung, didn't have a straight shot, had to adjust, and that makes it 5. Sometimes it's better just to not take the shot as soon as it gets onto the stick. Maybe a step either side sometimes is enough. And that's exactly what happens The replay will show it well here. Had plenty of net to look at. And it will come back now to centre ice. (5-1) now. 7:55 before the Zamboni break. In the corner. Regina firing. The 5-hole staved open by Shapova. Had to close. Back now. Here's Jackson Barber. Jackson Barber, round one. Swerves around one. Fires. Saved there by Breach. One great opportunity that both teams will have here during this tournament. They'll be able to review things from multiple angles, such as that from net cam. Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. 7:30 remaining in the second. ACT cleared out in the neutral ice. Hannon right-hand side. Murphy for the ACT touches on. In some traffic, Jackson Barber, yep, I was right the first time. Up against the board, skate higher corner, centering. Jackson Barber has it. Gets swamped. Regina does well. South Australia trying to clear it out via Hannon now. Hannon looks across all the lines and does. Hannon walks in, fires Breach. Gets enough of it as it balloons behind up. Still on the attack, South Australia. Firing from distance. Got a couple of sticks on the way through. The shot from Pryor. Kept in the zone via Hannon before they come off for the change. McMillan taking over on the blue line. Here's Perk. Finding Wilkins. ACT trying to clear it out. The puck is frozen up against Zamboni door. 6:14 remaining in the second. 5-1 South Australia. Shots on 22-7 in favour of South Australia. New line coming on for the ACT. And as officials too at this younger age group, sometimes you need to remind players where they actually need to stand, because it does change every period. Back now, entering the zone, South Australia, but they went offside. ACT take advantage and clear it out of the zone. Here's Wilkins now, centering. Wilkins with it. It's got White for company. Wilkins steps in. ACT are there in numbers. Following up and providing great support there was Riley Barber. And goal number 6 for South Australia. Good initial lead-up work here. Dropping off, seeing a teammate in a good position. Communication's important. Execution's important. And both were good on that occasion. 6-1 to South Australia. Back now, entering the zone again briefly. South Australia out of the zone. Brooks has been highly impressive. No relation, by the way. There is a different spelling between myself and Brooks on the ice of the Marshall variety. ACT now looking to go on the attack. Shapova hasn't seen a lot of action. 7 shots on for the ACT. Here's an opportunity for Ung now. Ung fires, bar and out. Bar and out. Ung did a good job of elevating it, but at bar and out, not barring in. Could have been 7 quite easily for South Australia. Left-hand side. Cleared out. Keeping it in the zone is McMillan. It'll come back here for the ACT, and I'll let battle up against the rear board. Puck needs to continue to move, which it does. South Australia still on the attack. Moziek centering, connecting. The puck's free. Backdoor opportunity. The puck's still free. And the net is dry. Henley amongst others on the back door. Great opportunity. Replay on Netcam will show this perfectly here. All the players of both teams there behind the net. And Breach having to move well side to side. That's an important skill for a goalie, being able to move side to side quickly. Probably explains why I was no good as a goalie in field hockey in high school. Shooting from distance prior. Puck still free, shooting again. Puck still free in the slot. ACT need to clear it out. And that will come all the way back down into neutral ice now with it. Right on the left-hand side. That's always confusing. And back now underneath there somewhere is Jackson Barber. ACT cleared out of the zone in towards neutral ice with 4 minutes remaining. ACT prior and some traffic wide. Firing from a great angle. Great angle there by Jackson Pryor. Sorry, Jackson Barber. Getting my Barbers and Pryors mixed up. Jackson Barber there was under pressure, was falling. This shows the big rebound off the backboards. And then comes in, gets a good shot on. Wasn't a lot of room there on their left-hand side. 7-1. Shots on 25-7. Goal scorers recap before the Zamboni break. It will come back now for Hannon. Hannon at their defensive end now. Scoots down the right-hand side through the centre. Crosses all the lines. Tries to go coast to coast but can't. Loses possession. Riley Barber now with it. ACT looking to clear it out of the slot area. The puck's free briefly, but it's under the glove there of Aaron Breach with 3:18 remaining. And it's so hard for goalies. You've got so much action in front of you from both teams. Your defence trying to clear it out. Your attack trying to attack. And Breach there doing well. And we'll come back in, kept in the zone via Hannon. Hannon uses the wall. Here's White, Zamboni corner, centering. Couldn't reach a South Australian player in the slot. In the slot now. White. Oh, that was a good use of the rebound option there by Wilkins. Breach couldn't keep it out. First couple attempts were successful. And then the rebound, the last rebound to Wilkins, unfortunately, was very close to Wilkins' stick and manages to fire it off from the left-hand side. Netcam will show this one perfectly. The rebound, only so much a goalie could do. The backdoor opportunity, 8-1. That will come back now for Zhao. Here's Brooks. Brooks entering the zone now, looking to fire. Fires, deflected off the stick of Pryor on the way through. Oh, Shapova had to be watchful as the puck was ballooning in the air. Got down quick enough. Here's Moziek wandering in, scoring patience. Wowee. Zips around, scores a fantastic goal. And if you've missed any of the action in any of the previous games, they're all available on the Thought Fox Media YouTube channel. And all the upcoming games are also scheduled. So if you'd like to impress your friends and family with the goal that you scored, like that one, you can replay it. Here's Brooks. Now Brooks looking to get one back. Fired it wide. In the corner near skate higher. 2:25 remaining of the second period. Kept in the zone briefly by the ACT. Brooks firing. Shapova closes the 5-hole. The puck's still free. And it will come all the way back into neutral ice. Another opportunity for South Australia having to watch the offside. They have to come back. The liney calling back that they're offside. Now they come back. It does take some time sometimes to come back, especially if you've only got little legs. Firing. Henley. Just wide. Lots of appreciation for the efforts on the South Australian bench. Around 1 minute 45 remaining. Trying to squeeze through a gap. South Australia still there. Around one, backhanded shovel. Breach does well. Another opportunity. Hung slightly wide. Henley. Lots of action in front of the net. In front. It's good work again by Henley. Minute 23 remaining. Up against the boards. Corporate corner. Minute 15 remaining in the period. Henley in front. Calls for South Australia to have somebody at the back door. One. Good rebound. Backdoor opportunity for Henley. Henley squeezes it in. I know Henley wasn't listening to me. I don't know if they can hear the bench from that distance, but that's exactly what the bench was saying, to concentrate on the back door. Breach has been good on the first attempts, but obviously sometimes it's very difficult even for experienced and fast goalies to come across with the backdoor opportunity. And it's 10-1. There is 1 minute remaining in the second period. So 10-1 now. Coming now for Perry. I'm just making up words here accidentally. It's been a long tournament. Back in cafe corner. Brooks fires, deflected high. Really love to see Brooks get another goal. So much reward for effort that would be. Closest to ACT's best skater, if not the best skater. Perk trying to get around one, has some support in Jackson Barber, but the ACT are there in numbers as well. 20 seconds remaining in the period. ACT definitely showing improvement here, but South Australia have a lot of skillful players that are very well drilled. 8 seconds remaining in the period. Very much building the foundation here, ACT hockey in general. And that will be the end of the second period. Both teams will be happy for different reasons. 10-1 South Australia against the ACT. Shots on favouring South Australia 33-10. We will have a look at both benches as they leave the ice. And we will run through the goal scorers with you. Lots of positivity on the South Australian bench, and I've been hearing some really good supportive comments there on the bench. We'll have a look at this game now for the goal scorers for you. Certainly an improvement for the ACT compared to that 21-1 game yesterday as the Zamboni comes onto the ice. Let's go through the goal scorers for you. No, I want the box score rather than the schedule. So ACT, South Australia 10-1. So in the first period, South Australia scored 4 goals, ACT 1, 6 goals to South Australia in the second period. So having a look at the goal scorers for you for South Australia. Riley Barber scored first, unassisted. Henley scored second, assisted by Ong and Moziek. And then McMillan scored after that a power play goal assisted by Barber. Now this next one for the ACT I don't think is right. From memory that went to Marshall Brooks. That's being shown as goalie here for the ACT. Murphy assisted by Mararenko. And the last goal of the period for South Australia was McMillan unassisted. Second period, all these goals to South Australia. Hung from Henley. Riley Barber from Wilkins. Jackson Barber unassisted. Wilkins assisted by White. Molzacek unassisted. and Henley. Second goal assisted by Ong and Moziek. So there's the scoring update for you. All of this information is available via the Ice Hockey Australia eSports desk as well. We'll be back in about 10 minutes time for the resumption of play. 10-1 South Australia. Back soon. Welcome back to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Third and final period of this highly entertaining Ginsberg lineup match between ACT and South Australia. ACT, they've been trying hard, but South Australia 10-1 so far as we enter the third and final period. ACT looking to go on the attack though. Very close opportunity there for Brooks, and I'd really like to see Brooks get another goal. Reward for effort here. Back now for Ung, centering. Murphy shows some good things. Mosziak finds out that ice is slippery, because it certainly is. It's a fresh sheet of ice, and offside's the call. New line coming on for South Australia, and that's one thing that I've noticed. All of the South Australian teams on their line changes have been very good in the various tournaments. Neutral zone face-off closest to the ACT bench. Shapova getting called into action. It'll come back now for McMillan. McMillan now just settling the puck down, has some opposition in front of him. Brooks. Back now for Hannon, Zamboni door. Soccer skills by Olet. Back now, cleared out by McMillan. Back in towards centre ice. Jackson Barber with it. Cafe corner. Spring rolls are awesome on my side quest I found yesterday. Centering pass. Kept in the zone via McMillan. Puck's at the feet. It'll come back now for Jackson Barber. ACT looking to fling it out there left-hand side. ACT now entering the zone. Getting forced wide is Murphy. Hannon was there and thereabouts and does well. 13:30 remaining, 10-1 to South Australia. South Australia now. Got Barter for company, has to watch the offside. Hannon comes into the zone, speeding through at a rate of knots. They need some players in the slot. They've got one there now in the form of Jackson Barber. Hannon still with the puck. Hannon centering, lots of ACT players in the slot trying to clear it out. And that'll go all the way back down. Hannon certainly being busy. 13 minutes remaining in the period. Left-hand side. Back in a neutral ice. Olet briefly. The two Barber brothers almost combining. Olet in some traffic. Riley Barber. Perry in the general direction of net. ACT on the attack here now. Haven't had the opportunity to spend a lot of time down here, but have 11 shots on. Out of the zone. That will come all the way back down. And that will come back for icing. So South Australia can't change. So McMillan being reminded, long strides there skating. Certainly enjoying hearing the coaching staff from the various teams in my right hand ear. Part coach, part mentor, part manager, part advisor. The coaches have many roles. Back now at Hannon, Zamboni corner. Hannon now, I did the 2-day coaching course. A lot of it is about player management, managing expectations. Here's Hannon now, who's expecting to score and does exactly that. Shoots high, and Hannon going from coast to coast. And that makes it 11. We'll recap all the goal scorers for the third period at the end of this period. Back to centre ice, 11-1. Regina against Wilkins. Come back now for Perry for Parry rather for the ACT. Back now Williams. In good position here is Pryor. Pryor up against the boards. Good one-on-one battle here. Wilkins taking over for South Australia. Around one, around two, comes down. The arm stays down. Wilkins recovers. Back now for Pryor. Pryor with a little bit of open ice. Pryor shoots the puck, balloons. I think Aaron Breach is still looking for it in the air. A balloon that high. If only we knew someone in air traffic control who could regulate that airspace. That almost hit the net cam. So net cam's okay. So back now, ACT looking to defend. South Australia on the attack, firing from distance. It'll come back now in some traffic. Clearing it out. Back now for Pryor. Pryor now drives the net. Needs somebody in front of the net. Now they've got a couple players South Australia to the net. Fires. Rebound opportunity. And scoring again. So good net front presence here. So we see the shot there coming back. Good reward for effort for Maggie Pryor, the captain. If at first you can't put the puck away, sometimes you need the second and third opportunities, and that's exactly what happened there. On the attack, here comes Brooks. Brooks fires and sprays it slightly wide. Was looking good there for his second goal of the game, third of the tournament. Centering pass. McMillan looking to clear it out. McMillan was a goaltender yesterday, playing forward today. Back now for Wright. Explained the E-bug at both ends during the warm-up. Back now entering the zone, Perk. Getting forced wide. Good stick lift there from Wright. That'll come all the way back down. ACT looking to clear it out of the defensive end on the left-hand side. 10:30 remaining. On the attack. Needs somebody in front of the net. Brooks heads there now. South Australia trying to clear it out of their defensive end. Jackson Barber now with some speed. Almost loses possession. Jackson Barber with it, comes in. Breach is there, saves. The puck still free. South Australia didn't have anybody else forward. Cup recovering a big rebound on offer there. Backhanded shovel from Riley Barber. Finds brother Jackson behind the net. Trying to tap it in. The wraparound attempt on the left-hand base from Breach's point of view, who holds and saves. 9:49 remaining. 12-1 South Australia. So multiple opportunities for South Australia if they had people in support. Attacking zone face-off, South Australia. Wilkins will take it. Wilkins now. It'll come back now. Looking to fire. Wind up selecting power drive. Good pad save there. It was Riley Driver. Hang on, that's someone totally different. Riley Barber. Wonder if Riley Driver is any relation to Tory Driver. Back now, clearing it out into the slot. Hannon was there, firing from distance. ACT have it. They look to clear it out. Got options left and right. Finds the South Australian stick. Just managing to flick it in. Was he trying to look at himself on the Jumbotron as he was trying to do that maybe? Back now, kept in the zone. South Australia now. Wilkins now. Wilkins trying to squeeze through. Wilkins fires. Wilkins scores. Goal number 13. Goes blocker side. Holsters the weapon. .57 remaining, 13-1. Shots on favouring South Australia, 40-11. That'll come back now for South Australia, getting forced wide. Ong gets the puck on the left-hand side. Tries to get around one. Some support arrives from Murphy. Back now for Ong. Entering the zone. Sends some support. So the South Australian bench, one high, one low. Trying to find somebody out wide, and somebody needs to attack the net. In front, Henley. Back now for Pryor. Pryor fires, but fires it wide over the crossbar. No action required by Breach. Pryor again, deflected high out of play by Breach. 8:16 remaining, 13-1. So some of the red boats coming off the water and some going in. $8:16 remaining. In the slot area, Ong, can he get a handle on it? Back now to the blue line, firing from distance. Could have been a high stick there possibly, but play continues. Here's Ong, under some pressure, trying to clear it out. South Australia needs somebody in front of the net. There's a couple of players in the vicinity there looking to take advantage of the rebound. But Breach is stretched and stretches and holds. Attacking zone face-off coming up for the ACT. Jackson Barber will take it. Back now in Cafe Corner. ACT hem down here. Perk with the puck now. Kept in the zone. Zhao. Breach. Watchful. Wrap around opportunity. Needs somebody in front. It's good work there by Barter. Janowska contributing in the pink helmet. Come back now for Jackson Barber. Jackson Barber supported by Perk. Looking for the wraparound attempt. Good rebound. Perk was there in the moves towards the corner. Perk with it now. Jackson Barber in front. Two ACT players back there. Need to be careful not to screen their own goalie. Perk gets a shot on. Janowska clearing it in. Can't keep. Oh, does a good job, Janowska, of keeping it in on this occasion. Barter. Perk. Barter now fires, but what nice glove save by Beach. Beach will really enjoy seeing this one. Gets the glove out. So a good shot and a good save. Watch it here, one for the highlight reel. The kick save. So Pryor fires. Ouch, that hurt. Got the player down, taking his time to get up there right. Will hobble back towards the bench. Hope he's okay. Back now, ACT clearing it out of there. Defensive end. Medical staff on site. There is a penalty coming. Penalty box door will be opening. 2 minutes for tripping. ACT power play. And so Riley Barber hits 2 minutes for tripping. ACT power play. 6:21 remaining on the big clock. 2 minutes on the small clock in the favour of the ACT. Regina will take it. Attacking zone face-off start of the power play for the ACT. Wright's on the right-hand side, waiting for the puck in defence. Here's Hannon now, clearing it out for South Australia. Clears it out, has a nice, powerful clearance. It'll come back now for the ACT with 6:10 remaining. Just at the start of their power play. Let's see if they can set themselves up, spend a bit of time down in the South Australian defensive end. Hannon does a good job of clearing it out. No icing on the penalty kill. That will come all the way back in towards Cafe Corner. Checking pressure. Need some support there, South Australia. Henley. Up against the boards, Regina. Pryor can't keep it in the zone. Here's Murphy. Murphy flings it in. Watchful on the post there. Shapova. Here's an opportunity now for Hannon. Hannon squeezing in, still in possession, short-handed. Centering pass, trying to find Henley, but South Australia unsuccessful on that occasion. 55 seconds of the ACT power play. Here's Pryor, had to watch the offside, all okay. Pryor now, left-hand side, comes in, fires and squeezing it in. Maggie Pryor, the captain of South Australia, fires and scores. 5:06 remaining, a short-handed goal for South Australia. .506 remaining, 45 seconds remaining of the ACT power play. We'll recap all the goal scorers at the end of the period. Wilkins, Regina, centre ice. Ong gets around Parry, backhanded shovel. ACT still on the power play for the next 35 seconds. I've got options left and got options right. Going up the right-hand side. Wilkins there, can't get it on the stick. ACT still in the slot, firing from distance. Good quality save, good quality shot there from Mollett. Back now in corporate corner. Turnover here, Brooks out of the zone again. 5 seconds of the power play remaining. That will be basically it as the Balloons return to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Shot from Wilkins deflected off the iron. Kept in the zone by McMillan. ACT have a good opportunity to clear it out on their right-hand side now. Brooks getting around one. Good poke check by Jackson Barber. It'll come back now for Lau. Lau with it. Power play over. Right-hand side, Wilkins. Jackson Barber going off for a skate. Getting around one. Jackson Barber coming in, has some support. Is patient. Beach, patient enough. More patience. Here's Perk with it now. Perk trying to fire but can't. Pirouette, circles. Jackson Barber in front. Breach well and truly out and well saved. 3:20 remaining. 14-1. Lots of improvement from ACT. Jackson Barber, Olet. It'll come back down. McMillan having to turn and chase now. Into corporate corner. Heading towards Zamboni corner. Mosiek centering, looking to centre now. Passes Parry. Passes a second, passes a third. Has some support. Jackson Barber now. Mosiek taking over. Narrow corridor down the right-hand side. Flung in. Opportunity for ACT to clear down their right-hand side. Around one. Good work there by Perk. Fires. Good save. And the paddle to clear the rebound out for herself, Erin Breach. It will come back now. South Australia still looking to go on the attack. 2:22 remaining. Up against the boards. Mosiek trying to squeeze in. Flung out of the zone by the ACT. Lau firing from distance. Got an ACT body on the way through. Perk. Mosiek. Battle up against the boards. 2 minutes. There are 2 minutes remaining in the third period. Goes wide of McMillan. Here's the foot race for Lau. Left-hand side, clearing it out. Tapped on for Jackson Barber now. Trying to squeeze through a gap. And back to centre ice we go. Partial line change for South Australia. Coming back now for Brooks. Brooks in the corner. Flying solo at the moment. Has some support by Regina in officials' corner, in corporate corner. Right-hand side on the attack again. Here's Henley. Good save there and held there with 1:18 by Breach. Lots of appreciation being shown on both benches. Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. Wilkins will take it in towards Cafe corner. Glove side or left-hand side of Breach. Back in towards the centre. Firing from distance. It was a good shot by Pryor. Well saved. Riley Barber was in front looking for the rebound and there was none. Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. Wilkins will take the attacking zone face-off. Wilkins now with the puck. South Australia staying down here. Shot. There is 1 minute remaining in the third period. ACT working it out of their own end. It'll come all the way back down. Here's Olet now for the ACT. Wilkins there with the poke check. Getting around right. Here comes Wilkins. Wilkins comes in, fires. Great safe beach. Rebound opportunity. There, Riley Barber. The ACT defence came back. Scrambling up against the backboards. 30 seconds remaining. Puck needs to continue to move. Here's Barter now. Leaves it for Pryor. Pryor keeps in the zone. Tapped away south by ACT. 20 seconds remaining. And South Australia will continue their undefeated run in the Ginsberg competition. Strong first showing yesterday, strong showing today. 5 seconds remaining. ACT just need to clear it out. They will clear it out, and that will be it. South Australia with a good win. And coming back, Milo Sharapova receiving support there. The E-Bug coming on for, or the E-Bugs coming on to the ice to be part of the handshake line. E-Bugs today supplied by the North Stars Ice Hockey Club. Handshakes all round. Congratulations to both teams. ACT definitely showing improvement from yesterday. Final result here, 14-1 in favour of South Australia. Shots on ended up 50-12 in favour of South Australia. So that also means a solid 36 saves made by Erin Breach. So having a look at the final period scoring for you. All of this information also available on eSports Desk for the third period. All of the goals to the South Australians. Hannon unassisted, Pryor assisted by Ong, Wilkins unassisted, so a hat-trick for Wilkins. Stick taps all round, and a short-handed goal right at the end by Pryor, second of the tournament, unassisted. Stick taps all round, appreciative South Australian fans. We'll leave the ice and we'll be back for our next game. Zamboni on the ice, a good 14-1 win by South Australia, Western Australia and Victoria. Back soon. I'm Eric Brook on behalf of the entire ThoughtFox Media crew. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye for now.